Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there's quite a few topics to delve into. So I am going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Angel Gomes. Then I'm going to be giving you some latest news on Jadon Sancho. By the way, my match reaction for the Brighton game probably will be coming up tomorrow morning. It isn't long now until the game kicks off at the Amex Stadium and all of that. So anyway, let's get into the news on Angel Gomes. So Angel Gomes is leaving Manchester United after 14 years, because Angel Gomes has been at the football club for 14 years. Angel Gomes has been a United player since the age of 6, and he has been in our senior squad since 2017. He did make his debut at the age of 16 years and 263 days old, did Angel Gomes. But Angel Gomes has found game time very, very difficult at Manchester United. He's only made 6 first team appearances this season, and he's only made 10 senior appearances in total since he broke into the senior squad back in 2017. Now, Angel Gomes' contract has now expired. We have been in the process for a while of trying to get Angel Gomes a new contract at the football club. Don't forget, we recently offered him a contract worth around £25,000 a week, with add-ons included, but Angel Gomes had turned this down. Now, Solskjaer did say in his press conference yesterday, ahead of the game against Brighton tonight, he did confirm that Angel Gomes will be leaving the football club, because he said he has got no news on Angel Gomes. Now, Gomes is only 19 at the moment. He became the youngest player to represent Manchester United since Duncan Edwards back in the 1950s. Also became the first player born in the 2000s to appear in the Premier League. Now, Chelsea, of course, are interested in Angel Gomes. There has been recent reports saying that Chelsea have put a contract offer in for him, but Frank Lampard has denied that Chelsea have put a contract offer in for Angel Gomes. Now, Angel Gomes did say he is willing to join another Premier League side, or he is willing to go abroad. So Gomes is more or less now leaving the football club. I think he's actually going to be leaving tomorrow. There's also 9 other players that are going to be leaving with Angel Gomes because of their contracts that have expired, because it did say last week that we will release 9 academy players when their contracts do expire. So that is the breaking news on Angel Gomes. So it looks like, he is leaving Manchester United. But his current contract, like I said, he was on around £17,000 a week. But we did everything, we could to try and convince him to stay at the football club, because probably Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thought it was the foreseeable future for Manchester United. So that is the breaking news on him. Now, let's delve into the news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Now, according to Sky Sports, which is a reliable source, it's also in a few other media outlets as well, they have said we are not willing to pay any more than £50 million for Sancho. Senior club officials have told Sky Sports News this. So reflect on this now. Jadon Sancho's move to Manchester United in the summer transfer window is definitely in doubt, because Borussia Dortmund have already said that they want at least £100 million for Sancho. There was also stories coming out recently saying that we've got to sell up to 5 players to fund the move for Sancho. But we've already said on numerous occasions we are not willing to smash our transfer record for Sancho. Now, don't forget, the Borussia Dortmund CEO, he said he expects Jadon Sancho to stay at Dortmund for next season, because he's very convinced that no club are willing to meet Borussia Dortmund's valuation. But he said if Jadon Sancho still wants to leave Dortmund, a move will be negotiated. Borussia Dortmund have said quite a few times they will not stand in Jadon Sancho's way if he does want to leave. You had Lucien Favre, the Borussia Dortmund boss. He said quite a few weeks ago that Sancho could still leave Borussia Dortmund. But then Borussia Dortmund's head of football, Sebastian Kehl, he said totally contrast to what Lucien Favre said, because he said that he expects Jadon Sancho to stay at Dortmund for next season and all of that. There was also stories coming out the other week saying that we was willing to be patient with the Jadon Sancho transfer saga, and it said we was willing to wait until Borussia Dortmund lowered their asking price. Christian Falk, the German football expert, was talking about Sancho the other week, and he said that Borussia Dortmund would accept £90 million for the player. But we've not yet, put any bidding for Sancho. We've not yet put any bidding for him or anything, but we have been working on his contracts for quite some time, and we've also been in negotiations with his agent, Fabrizio Romano. He's also spoken a lot about, Sancho and that. And Fabrizio Romano tends to be a reliable Italian journalist, very, very reliable. I should put that into the equation and that. But he is our number one priority target, and we first expressed our interest in Jadon Sancho back in 2017. So we have been in for him, for quite a few. What? I know. We have been in for him, for quite a few years now, but we already made a promise to him, if he comes to Man United in the summer transfer window, we did say that we are willing to offer him the number 7, because we have got number 7 vacant at the moment, and we've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations, but there again, our recent number 7s haven't been so good. Jadon Sancho still got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022. Dortmund, got him for next to nothing. Dortmund only paid £8 million him from Manchester City. They only paid £8 million for him. But in the few years he has been with Borussia Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. This has been his 3rd season with Borussia Dortmund. But I've already outlined the reasons why I take him at Manchester United is because he's well Premier League proven. He's also got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford, and I think he'd complement our attacking line really, really well. And also too, he's well proven in the Premier League. He is a former Manchester City player. He had a few years at Manchester City, did Sancho, but he never got assured any first team opportunities, and that's why he left Manchester City. And before he was at Manchester City, he was at Watford. He began his footballing career at Watford. He was at Watford for several years, was Sancho. But, Dortmund are known as a selling football club because they have let quite a few of their players go to the Premier League in recent years, and they've generated a lot of money for their departures. But on the other hand, they've recruited quite a few players in recent years. Sancho is only at the age of 20, don't forget. But now he's moved to Manchester United, could be in serious doubt. So maybe we'll try and get Jadon Sancho next summer, because I think he will be cheaper next summer, to be quite honest with you. We have looked at a few alternatives to Jadon Sancho. There's actually no cheaper solutions than him. Recently we've been looking at Ferran Torres from Valencia. In recent weeks, we've been looking at Rabbi Matondo from Schalke. We've been looking at Figo Almeida from Vets Salzfield. So, we've looked at quite a few alternatives to Sancho. James Cooper, by the way, who tends to be reliable and he's close to Man United, he was talking, I think, yesterday, and he said that Jadon Sancho and also too Jack Grealish's move to Manchester United is still a possibility. Now, I give you the news on Jack Grealish on my recent video, and I think that video is still uploading. We are now facing a transfer battle for Jack Grealish because reportedly Manchester City have entered the race for him, and it did say Manchester City will consider signing Jack Grealish if they can sell Leroy Sané. So if Bayern Munich are willing to meet City's asking price for Sané, then City are going to step up their interest in Jack Grealish. Don't forget Aston Villa have said that they want £80 million for Grealish. They do remain ruthless over their valuation. But Grealish has already said, whether Villa stay up or get relegated, he still wants to leave. Don't forget, Jack Grealish recently told his friends that he'd bought a house near our Carrington training base. So that means, reflects on that, he is close to making a move to Manchester United. So Jack Grealish is another one of our priority targets in that. But there has been so many players on our agenda, there really, really has. There really, really has. By the way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has set an ambitious target and he's challenged Manchester United to go unbeaten for the remainder of this season. As it stands at the moment, we are unbeaten in our last 14 games in all competitions. And this is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. And obviously, tonight against Brighton, we are looking to extend it to 15 games in all competitions. So, we have been in a really, really good vein of form. Don't forget also to, like he updated you this morning, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had issued a warning to Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. He did say they will be replaced if they cannot deliver major honours at Manchester United. But, I've got to make an admission regarding Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. They've been in scintillating form this season. They have got 19 goals each of Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. As you all know, Anthony Martial's been playing in that number 9 role this season. And, he's been very, very effective in that central position. Martial predominantly plays out wide, but this season he's been playing centrally. This has been Martial's 5th season at Manchester United. I think one of the best seasons he enjoyed was his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Because we did get him as a 19-year-old. But yeah, he's done very, very well this season. Marcus Rashford's also done very, very well. Don't forget, he was out injured earlier on in the season, was Rashford. He had a back injury. But before he had this injury, he was one of our best players earlier on in the season. Since he's come back, he's made a fantastic impact. He has created a lot of chances. He just hasn't got his name on the score sheet at the moment. But Solskjaer is very, very convinced that Rashford will end his 7-month goal drought. Because I don't think he scored a goal in like 7 months for us. Up until this point, Rashford has spent the entirety of his career with the club. He has been playing out wide this season, but to be quite honest with you, I think, Marcus Rashford is very, very effective in that wide position and all of that. But he's demanding more from our strikers, and I think, Solskjaer is still looking to recommend the striker in to the football club. So there you go. As you all know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's already laid out his objectives for the remainder of this season. Don't forget, he recently did say he was targeting a third-place finish. And, Manchester United can still get third. Want to finish in the top 4 minimum, because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season, because obviously, we'll generate money, and plus, we will attract players to the elite level. I think we can get qualification for the Champions League for next season. Like Solskjaer did say, he named 7 teams that are in the battle for 3rd and 4th. Us, Chelsea, Leicester, Wolves, Tottenham, Arsenal and Sheffield United. This is, what Solskjaer had said. Also to the FA Cup and the Europa League, they're also priorities for us as well, because that's a chance for us winning 2 trophies this season. We are now into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We've got Chelsea. It is our 30th FA Cup semi-final, and we're more or less into the last 8 of the Europa League, because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. But if we could win both of them, or even at least one of them, it would be a fantastic achievement for Solskjaer and Manchester United. We've got 7 games now remaining in the Premier League. We've got a few tricky games, but I think we've got the easiest running out of all the Premier League teams. So I think in reality, we should win at least 5, maybe 6 out of our 7 remaining games. But I do definitely believe that we are going to finish the season on a high. Like I said, our expectations next season will be to challenge for the title. That will be our expectations next season. Because Solskjaer did recently make an admission saying that Manchester United have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, because City and Liverpool are strides ahead of us at the moment. But Solskjaer has recently been talking with our owners about his plans for the summer transfer window. He's had a few negotiations with Ed Woodward as well, and I think Solskjaer did recently say he's unsure how much he will have to spend in the summer transfer window with the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. So Solskjaer is unsure. Don't forget, last month Ed Woodward had said that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. But he did say, he doesn't know how much. He doesn't think, we will do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So he basically ruled out big transfers to Manchester United. Don't forget, our net debt is just over 429 million. That got revealed the other month, and our debt had risen up by almost 130 million pounds in that. But I think we can challenge for the title next season. It depends on how we do in the summer transfer window. Like I said, the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager, and his second summer transfer window, because he's already overseen one summer transfer window and that. But yeah, but like I said, this has been the seventh season now we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. So that just indicates how inconsistent we have been for the last 7 years or so. But I've definitely seen improvements under Solskjaer. Like I said, we've done very, very well in the transfer market under him. So far, Solskjaer spent just over £200 million at Manchester United on 5 players. Also, too, we've done very, very well against the big 6 sides this season, taking 18 points off them. Solskjaer's also promoted the youth very, very well. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. A lot of players have left since he came in. Of course, this year we saw Ashley Young leave after he endured 8.5 years at Manchester United. He went to Inter Milan. Of course, we saw Antonio Valencia leave last summer after he endured 10 years at Man United. Of course, we saw Rojo go out on loan in January to Estudiantes. Now we are looking to get rid of him permanently. Of course, we let Smalling go out on loan to Roma last summer. We're also now looking to get rid of him permanently. Darmian left the club last summer. He went to Parma. Ander Herrera left the football club. He went to PSG. Herrera did endure 5 years with us. Fellaini, he left in January 2019. He was the first player to leave Manchester United under Solskjaer. Romelu Lukaku, he went to Inter Milan last summer. And of course, Sanchez, he went out on loan to Inter Milan last summer and that. Of course, Dean Henderson, he's out on loan at the moment. And, we've loaned quite a few players out. So a lot have left since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. Also, too, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in as well. And that's good. But there again, on the other hand, there's some players who we've given contracts to who we should not have given contracts to. Don't forget, the recent player that signed a new contract was Scott McTominay, so there you go. And Solskjaer has now been at the football club for 18 months, so he has been here a year and a half. And definitely he will be at the football club next season, because as I did say, didn't I, Solskjaer does deserve at least another season at Manchester United, because, like I said, it is a transition period, and it has been a transition period for a while. And like I said, he's still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. If things don't work out next season, that's when I would get rid of him. That's when I would get rid of him in that. But earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And reflecting on that, Solskjaer was under serious pressure at the football club. And, he was very, very close to getting the sack. But I already outlined the reasons why Solskjaer didn't get sacked is because, we are now on a 14-game unbeaten run. Plus, the signing of Bruno Fernandes, that's definitely saved his job at the football club. And I think our record against the big 6 sides has also, kept him in the job as well. Solskjaer, being a club legend, that could also play a part in it as well. Because, Solskjaer is a club legend. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance and all of that. So there's a few things that saved his job at Manchester United. But, he does deserve more time at the club. I think Solskjaer has just got under 2 years left now on his contract, because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract. Manchester United is the third club in his managerial career, and he's got a bit of managerial experience behind him now, of how long he's been with us. Obviously, he hasn't got a good pedigree behind him and that, but that doesn't necessarily mean he isn't going to succeed at Manchester United. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a couple of Norwegian titles with Molde, and before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. Enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. Only managed around 29 games for Cardiff, Solskjaer. 29 games. But the main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is because, he got relegated as Cardiff manager and all of that. And Solskjaer, watched from this team at this day and age grow and develop when he managed the Manchester United reserve team and that. So there you go. But I hope things, do work out under him. And, United fans have got, obviously, different perceptions on him. But, yeah, so we want to win this game tonight against Brighton. It is a 8:15 kickoff. It's very, very important that we win this game to keep our top 4 ambitions alive. It won't be an easy game tonight against Brighton, It won't be a walk in the park, because since the resumption of the season, Brighton have done quite well. They really, really have. Obviously, they drew the last game 0-0 with Leicester. They won the last home game against Arsenal by 2-1. And that was Brighton's 100th win at the Amex Stadium in all competitions since they moved there back in 2011. So this has been like the 9th season Brighton have been playing at the Amex Stadium. We've yet to win an away game in the Premier League against Brighton, because don't forget, we have lost our last 2 visits to the Amex Stadium. Lost there last year 3-2, and lost there in 2018 by 1-0 and all of that. So Brighton have got a very, very good home record against us, but on the other hand, we've got a very, very good home record against them. Brighton are sitting 15th in the Premier League. Don't forget, they've also got some injuries of Brighton. They have apparently got Tariq Lamptey out, Stephen Alzate, Jose Izquierdo, and Adam Webster. But at least one of them could be playing, because one of them at least, may be fit to play. I think probably Brighton's best player is Maupay. They have got Glenn Murray. They've also got Aaron Moy. I think, that Lewis Dunk is a very, very good centre-half for them. They've also got Pascal Gross. So Solskjaer's going head-to-head with Graham Potter. He's going head-to-head with Graham Potter. Graham Potter, Brighton is the third club in his managerial career. Before he was at Brighton, he was at Swansea. And before he was at Swansea, he was at Ostersund, But I think there's I think there's been some early team news that has been given out, by the way. Our only absentees are Phil Jones and Alex Tuanzebe. Definitely Solskjaer's going to make several changes from the 2-1 win against Norwich. He's going to make several changes in that. Like I said, we'll see De Gea back in goal. We'll see Bissaka at right back. We'll see Lindelof back at centre-half alongside Maguire. Luke Shaw will probably remain at left back. We'll see Pogba starting. We'll see Martial, we'll see Rashford and that all starting. So he's going to make a lot of changes. Our next league game after Brighton is Bournemouth. And that is another game that Manchester United should definitely win, without a shadow of a doubt. Like I said, Solskjaer's got some decisions to make at Manchester United. Like I said, he's got a goalkeeping decision to make. I've David De Gea and Dean Henderson and that. Like I said as well, he's facing a bit of a dilemma at left back. We've obviously, got Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back, but I think for the remainder of this season, Luke Shaw is going to remain our first choice left back, definitely in that. But we just want to be back being a competitive elite level football club and that, and Hopefully, Solskjaer can get us to our 21st title. We have won 20 titles at the moment, 13 of them Premier Leagues. But don't forget, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was back under the Alex Ferguson era and that. But like I've said to you, we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. We haven't and all of that. Ferguson endured 26 years at the football club, had 22 years of success because he didn't win out in his first 4 years, and won a total of 38 major honours under Ferguson and that. But since Ferguson's retirement, we've had different managers with different philosophies. Solskjaer's our fourth permanent manager since the Ferguson era. Of course, we got rid of Moyes, endured 9 months at the club, got rid of Van Gaal. He endured 2 years at the club, but did win the FA Cup under him. And Jose Mourinho, he endured 2.5 years at the club, and he won the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Manchester United and all of that. But, like I said to you, the vast majority of these players are not Solskjaer's. The vast majority of these players are Jose Mourinho's. So let's put into the equation Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players and all of that. But, reflect on the money we've spent in the last 7 years. In reality, we should be where Liverpool are. But anyway, probably the reaction will be coming up tomorrow. If I've got time tonight, I'll do it tonight, but it probably will be tomorrow morning. So I hope you guys do all enjoy the game. But it's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does line up. I don't know what formation he'll go in. He may go with a 4-2-3-1. He has been going with a 4-2-3-1 formation a lot this season. A few times he's gone with a 4-3-3. A few times he's gone with a 3-4-1-2. I think in the games against the likes of Chelsea and City earlier on in the season, he went with a 5-3-2 formation. So he's good, that he's tried a few different elements and all of that. So that's another good thing about him. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.